After failing to reach Point Malcolm in part 1, it was time to cut our losses and hit the waters on this epic weather day. This part of the series is more about enjoying our beautiful coastline than looking for challenges.
Alright, we're launching the boat this morning, going for a bit of a potter around and maybe land on that little island just there.
Only took about a minute for the dolphins to find us.
What, 5 or 6 of them? Still there.
A quick lap of the island found us no fish, so we went for an explore by foot. The soundtrack of this island is brought to you by an oyster eater. We returned to land with no fish, but as soon as we were there our luck turned around with a school of salmon.
He had one before, but it managed to get off. We'll see if he can get this one in. Yeah, they got some power.
I guess one's bigger than the last one.
Whoa! There we go.
The fishing accomplished, we headed over to Cape Herod to find some Cape Herod geese. Cape Herod's western end can be reached from Thomas River. We were lucky enough to have an extremely shallow river crossing this time round, as Thomas River is salty. The only way to tell for sure if a river is salty or not is the taste test, and you'll be surprised how many rivers in WA are salty, so have fun.
Very funny looking things.
Most of the beaches that I've driven have a soft end and a compact end. So if you're heading on a beach that's slowly getting softer and you're starting to feel unsure, it's often time to turn around because it usually won't get any better. However, on this particular beach, it was different. The soft patch was in the middle and it was compact like a highway either side. The hardest thing about this particular beach run is the sheer number of different car tracks. I don't understand why there can't be one high line and one low line. This would create two compact, easy to drive tracks. Instead, we've ended up with this chewed up mash of zigzagging tracks everywhere and no real line to take. But enough complaining, it's time to get the boat in the water. Just got a ripper. Back in the sea.
Back in it goes.
Chris got his first herring before I even started the outboard. I've got to say the west end of Cape Harad is full of life. Nice.
This angle. Sitting in the sun. Isn't he pretty?
Yeah, nice fish.
Let him go?
Yeah, let him go.
There you go, bye bye.
Once the boating weather day was done, we got a nice cooler day, which we decided to use to climb Mount Arid. This mountain has a proper walking trail with car park. From the peak we didn't get much of a view. At the base down there, on the east end of the mountain, we have Hill Springs. Behind those clouds, we have Thomas Fishery and Middle Island. That'd be nice to see, but not today. Down there is where we camped for the night, also where we launched the boat yesterday. Let's give a bit of an overview of the bay that we explored by boat. The lush green's an obvious water spot. Let's build your homestead at Hill Springs. With Cape Arid explored, it was time to double back to Thomas River and explore the stretch back to Duke Orleans. There's plenty of nice bays for exploring and swimming at Thomas River, and you can see Mount Arid in the background. I could watch the wildlife here all day, but it's time to look for camp.
The 200 series stuck in front of us after a
Isuzu MUX was stuck here just shortly. So here we are, Falcon Beach. We had to walk because it's very soft.
So when you try taking an inappropriate vehicle.
Poor guy with the 200 series managed to get stuck where some people in the MUX got stuck, and obviously he went slow in case there was anyone else coming around the corner, and went down. And it's been about 25-30 minutes since then, and we've decided to walk to the beach instead. So far on this trip, that is very true. Yes, that's exactly what's going on. But we'll see if we can make it through the churned up sand if he gets out of the way in time. Otherwise we might end up doing a U-turn and going and finding camp somewhere else, because it's starting to get later in the afternoon. We don't really want to be at camp too late. But the beach is very nice. Right, we've made it to the end of the beach and we've just seen the 200 series come out. I'm not sure if they went back in or not, or whether it's one of these three vehicles that are coming down the beach. But we found there's no exit on this beach, so there's not a lot of point coming here because we do need to find camp soon. But we might drive down just to drive down and drive back off again. But yeah, it's a very nice beach, nice walk. Well, we made it to the end of our walk. We're back where the 200 was. Since the other three vehicles have been through and flattened it out a bit, it's not so bad. But it's time for us to go and find camp now, so since we've already been to the beach, there's not much point driving down. But yeah, as long as you've got the right tyre pressures, this is just a breeze. So yeah, very good. On our way.
We managed to reach camp before dark every night this trip. We prefer inland camps. While the view isn't always as good, it is a bit more sheltered, and in this case we often found less insects. Might have been because there were small animals to eat the insects. No clear direction.
He seemed a bit lost.
The following day we did some digging at Alexander Bay. If you are smart enough to back off the power before you dig a deep hole and belly out, then your digging job becomes much easier. Simply flatten the sand in front of the wheel so that it doesn't have to climb up a mound. Max tracks give you the ability to climb up a bit more of a mound, but we're pretending we don't have any of those for this occasion. Once you get your flat bit of sand, you then rock the car back and forth, gently, using the weight of the car and a bit of momentum to create a compact pathway. Any wheel spin during this phase will just dig a hole and make your life harder. So be patient and gentle until you create the pathway long enough to get yourself up and out of there. If you are still digging holes while doing this, then you need lower tyre pressures.
Yeah, stop there, I'll clear the sand.
It wasn't fair that Chris got to get bogged, but not me.
Well done, you're bogged.
Unfortunately, it was a poor effort at getting bogged as I was still too close to the compact sand.
Alright, stop.
bob there. Oh no, you're good.
And now for my next performance, I attempt to use the rocking back and forth technique to forge a compact pathway through the soft patch. This was working well until I steered my pathway too close to the steep edge and then the car went sideways.
Not to worry though.
Never understood everyone's fear of getting bogged.
What a splendid place to get bogged.
The first two bogs were so fun, I just did it again a third time just to overtake Chris.
He's bogged.
Where's the plan?
Now that I'd secured my lead on the bog tally, it was time to just stick to the compact sand as we made our way west along Alexander Bay and beyond. For the narrow sections, we always send just one car at a time to reduce the risk of getting bogged next to each other.
Ah, it's a proper cabin.
The rocky points had great views, but were only passable in vehicles with greater approach and departure angles than what we had. Check out all the tow hitch covers that this spot claimed. The minor inland detours weren't boring. this concludes our scenic and cruisy part 2. The final stretch of 2WDing gets a bit more technical than we were planning. You can catch this, along with our Holden vs Ford wagon face-off, part 3.
Stop.
Catch you then.